It's the end of 2023, and we're teetering on the edge of a potential recession. As a coach, how do you prepare for what's up ahead? If you want to make sure your business will thrive heading into the new year, keep watching, because this might be one of the most important videos you see all year. So I don't have a crystal ball when it comes to our economy and what's going to happen next. I don't know. We could have a big recession. We could have a small recession. We could have no recession. Maybe you're watching this video in the middle of a recession. I don't know. But what I can tell you for sure is that recessions are normal. They're a normal part of an economy. There are ups and downs, contractions and expansions. But when recessions do happen, there are some really important pivotal shifts in the way that potential clients think about working with you. And if you can prepare for those shifts and shift your business to be able to adapt to those new circumstances, you're gonna do much better in that climate. So what I wanna do in this video is help you do that by sharing 5 super powerful tips that will help you lay the foundation for success in your coaching business so you can thrive moving through a recession and continue to sign clients and make money through the work that you do. Also wanted to give a special shout out to Scott Oldford, who inspired much of the content that I'm gonna be sharing in this video. So the first tip I have for you is to focus on painkiller offers. One of the biggest shifts that happens when we go through an economic contraction is people tend to focus more on alleviating pain and less on seeking pleasure. And as a coach, there's really those 2 angles that you have when it comes to positioning what you do and how you can help people. As an example, I'm a business coach. I help coaches launch and grow their businesses. One angle to selling my coaching might be talking about how great it feels when you're a full-time coach and you can have freedom and fulfillment and do work that is really meaningful. And that's more of like an aspirational frame. We could say that's more focused on the pleasure of being a coach. On the other hand, I could focus that same offer, that same core thing that I do around pain points that coaches are experiencing. So maybe it's not so much about the freedom of coaching full time, but it's like, you're struggling to get clients, you're posting on social media, you're not really getting any results. Maybe your revenue is stagnant, you're feeling frustrated, and this is a path to be able to solve that problem. So as a business coach, one of the things that we're looking at right now is shifting some of our messaging to focus more on pain and less on pleasure, thinking about the road ahead, because when we do go through a recession, if we do go through a recession, this is gonna be one of the things that changes. And we're already seeing some of the impacts of this right now. People are a little bit more focused right now, even as we kind of are on the edge of a potential recession, on alleviating pain, and they're less focused on that aspirational, desire-focused messaging. So that's the stuff that becomes more effective in recessions. The second tip is to focus on lower level needs. So if you've ever seen Maslow's hierarchy of needs, there's that pyramid, right? And at the bottom of the pyramid, it's like, what are the base needs that all of us have as human beings? Well, we want shelter, we want food, we want, a safe place to sleep at night. And then, after that, we might have some of the higher needs. And then like at the top, there's like self-actualization. And that's like the highest level need. The idea is we have these needs, and the truth is we're all seeking these needs at different times and in different ways. But one of the things that starts to happen in the economy when things are a little bit tighter, people tend to focus more on lower level needs. So your messaging can start to shift to accommodate this. And maybe you talk more about things like security or stability and less about things like, taking big, bold leaps and risks. And these are things that are gonna be less palatable for people during this time, right? So focusing more on those lower level needs and appealing to those lower level needs in your messaging and how you show up and market yourself is gonna be more attractive when by and large, like the collective consciousness of the world is more in that place. Those are really the things that they're more focused on. Now, by the way, messaging is a real key to success when it comes to getting clients, but there are a number of other key pieces you gotta have in place in your business to get clients consistently, regardless of whether we have a recession or not. If you're wanting a roadmap that you can follow to get on track to sign 2, 3, 4, or more high-paying coaching clients month after month, I put together a free client attraction guide that walks through so much of my best advice on this. It's completely free. I'd love to share it with you. And all you gotta do to get it is click the link above or in the description down below. Third tip is to increase intimacy. One of the things that happens during times when things are a little bit bumpy, people have a deeper desire, a higher desire to connect. They want to feel connected to you. They want to feel connected to a community. So in the past, offers that were more focused on like a self-service type model, where maybe it's like an online course, or maybe it's like a group program where they don't really get any one-to-one access to you, those offers are going to become less attractive, and the more attractive offers are gonna be the ones that feature higher levels of intimacy, either with you or with a community, or ideally, both. So looking at the way that you've structured your offer today, and if you're running a group program, asking yourself, well, is there room to integrate some one-to-one here? How might I be able to build in that higher level intimacy, not just in my offer, in the way that I'm actually delivering what I do, but also in the way that I'm marketing and selling. So is there an opportunity to reach out to my community? This is one of the things we're looking at in our business right now, is how do we increase that engagement? So it's not so much of like a one-way conversation, which may have worked better in times, where people felt a little bit more secure. When people don't feel as secure, they're gonna want more intimacy with you to help them make a decision. And so this is where, having more of that kind of high touch type engagement where you're connecting with people, maybe things like, sales calls where you're actually leading somebody through that sales conversation versus just selling on a website or sending them a DM or something like that. That stuff starts to really matter more in times like these. So looking at your business and asking yourself, are there any areas that I see opportunities to be able to increase intimacy and increase connection and increase community as well? So people are feeling more connected with me. They're also feeling more connected to each other. And the fourth tip I have for you is to tend to your nervous system. So these are difficult times. When things are bumpy, it's very easy to feel disoriented. It's very easy to get caught in fear. I definitely experience that sometimes too. And I would say 80% of your success, especially in times like these, is about really being able to navigate the ups and downs of your nervous system and to have really solid practices and tools in place in your business to be able to ground back down into trust, into a feeling of safety, so that you can navigate the day-to-day journey of running your business from that place instead of going off the rails and spiraling down into fear. So many of the terrible decisions I've made as a business owner have come from me being in a place of fear when I've looked at, making critical decisions in my business rather than tending to my nervous system first. And then looking at, okay, how do I make the right strategic decision? So this is like a primary thing in your business, really tending to your state and your nervous system before anything else. And that often means you got to take more time off. It means, you got to do the meditation in the morning when you're like, I have a million things to do and I feel like I don't have time for this. This is exactly the time when it's more important than ever to have those really solid practices in place. So there's a couple tools that have worked really well for me when it comes to tending your nervous system. The first is a tool that's called the physiological sigh. So this has actually been studied to help relieve stress and to help ground your nervous system and get back to kind of like a baseline state where, maybe you're in a place where you're feeling triggered, you're feeling like overwhelmed, your mind's kind of going crazy, you got like fear starting to come up for you. This is a really powerful tool. And basically all it is a sigh, and it looks something like this, and I'll demonstrate it right now. So what I've been doing in the morning is 5 minutes of that. It's kind of like breath work, and you just do it again and again and again. So it's those 2 breaths in and then longer breath out. And if you do that for a couple of minutes, your entire state will change. And you'll notice that you're starting to feel more relaxed and more grounded. And that can be a great baseline tool to help you manage your nervous system through times that are a little bit bumpy. The other 2 tools that I love are meditation and journaling. So really spending that time getting still every morning as a practice and spending some time connecting to yourself through something like journaling can be very powerful to help you clarify your thought process and just make better decisions in your business and avoid that place where you just spiral down into fear. Also, I have a rule for myself, which is I don't make decisions when I'm in a fearful place. So if I'm having a hard day, or if something triggers me, or if I'm maybe feeling afraid about something that's going on in the world, I will set off major decisions in my business until I'm in a place where I'm grounded in my nervous system and I'm feeling like more open and more in a place of trust. And I'll say for me personally, this is hard to do because I find, when I'm in a place where my nervous system is kind of fired up, the natural inclination is to want to work more. It's like there's that forward momentum that I feel of like, you need to keep going, you need to do more, you need to, move faster. So when you notice your mind doing that, really great time to go out and take a walk, go take the afternoon off. Do not make decisions from a place of fear. I promise you, if you can develop that discipline, it's gonna lead to much better decisions. And finally, one very powerful tool that I love to use when it comes to tending to my nervous system is reframes. Reframe is basically just a way of shifting your perspective or seeing a situation differently. One of the most powerful powerful reframes I love for situations where things are difficult or hard is whenever things get challenging in my business, I tell myself, good. It's good that it's getting challenging because there are other people out there that are also going through these same challenges that are gonna hit these roadblocks and they're not gonna have what it takes to make it through. And so I know because I'm committed to the day-to-day journey of growing my business, I'm not gonna give up. Those challenges are gonna knock other people out of the ring, which means once we break through to that next level, there are gonna be fewer people in the ring and there's gonna be more clients and more income and more of everything that I want for me because I'm one of the few that was able to make it through. So it's a good thing when challenges happen because it always reminds me that, there are other people that aren't gonna make it through those challenges. And maybe that sounds kind of negative, but it helps me, when I'm in those difficult places. That's a powerful reframe that you can use. And I truly believe, where we're headed over the next 12 to 18 months, at least as I'm recording this video, that, when times get challenging, that is where purebred, true entrepreneurs are built. That is when people graduate from just being kind of like maybe I'm a business owner to like, you're in or you're out. And if you're watching this right now, I believe that there's a part of you that knows that you can face those challenges and knows that you can make it through. And I know that you have what it takes. So when you stay the course, it might not be easy. There might be bumps in the road. There might be challenges, but when you make it through to the other side, you're going to have developed your skills as a business owner, as a leader. You'll have so much more to offer your clients and you're going to be in a much better place on the other side. So I truly believe that. And I think that's why there's a part of me, even though I'm like, things might be a little bit more difficult in some ways up ahead, there's another part of me that's like, yes, I'm excited. I'm ready to embrace those challenges. Let's see what I'm made of. Let's go. And the fifth tip I have for you is to look for the opportunities. Truth is, when things change in our economy, there's so many opportunities that spring up, come to the table. And the reason most people don't take advantage of these things is because they're too caught in fear to notice them. They're too focused on how do I just protect and hold on to what I have, rather than how do I see this time as what it really is, which is a hotbed of opportunities for people who are looking for them to really be able to grow and scale their businesses. So as an example, a few opportunities you might look out for. Number one, ads get a lot cheaper during this time because a lot of major companies are gonna cut their ad spend. So we're personally planning on doubling our ad spend over the next 6 months because I see an opportunity there. And I know that ads are gonna get cheaper, acquiring new leads is gonna get cheaper. Now it might be a little bit harder to convert those leads, but I'm playing the long game. And I know that those people, those new people in my community, even if they don't convert for a while, even if they're just in our network for a little while, that this is an opportunity to really grow my audience and to be able to acquire new leads at a cheaper rate than I would at any other time in the past. So that's an example of an opportunity that, really is a result of looking for that opportunity. The other thing you might look at is your niche and asking yourself, okay, well, maybe people are in a different place. What are some of the new challenges or new needs that might be coming up for these people at this period of their life? And how might I be able to create new offers or new programs or products to be able to accommodate them? I'm thinking in our business about, hey, are people gonna want to build more of like a side business during this time? Maybe when things are a little bit bumpy in the economy, they're thinking less about like, let me quit my job and go full time, and more like, how do I build like a side income to be able to support myself so I have a little bit more stability and another source of income? So that's an example of just looking at, what are the untapped opportunities, the things that other people are too afraid to notice. Now, it's really important for you to be able to actually see these things, that you're grounded in that space where you're actually looking for them. And you do everything that we talked about earlier on in this training. You got to manage your nervous system, because if you're too caught in fear, you're never going to be able to see these things. But there are so many opportunities out there for those who are looking for them. And finally, I just want to remind you that despite, what the news might be saying, it's very easy to get caught in this doom and gloom, cynical mindset of like, oh, the world's falling apart. The truth is, this is a normal part of the cycle of our economy. There are good times, there are times that aren't as good, there are ups and downs, and so everything's normal, like nothing is going horribly wrong here. And it's gonna be okay. You're gonna make it through, we're all gonna be okay. And I wanna reorient you and remind you to that, because it's easy to forget that. And this can be such an incredible time of growth and opportunity for you as a coach, as a business owner. I hope this video helps you kind of remember that and just reconnect to that sense of like, I'm gonna be okay, because that's the fundamental thing. If you feel that sense of safety and you know for yourself that sense of safety, you'll be able to navigate the bumps and the ups and downs with grace, and you're gonna end up just fine. Now, if you're looking for a roadmap that you can follow to get on track to signing 2, 3, 4, or more high-paying coaching clients month after month, I put together that free client attraction guide that walks through so much of my best advice on this, and I really wanna share this with you. I think it'd be super helpful for you. You can get it completely free. All you gotta do is click the link above or in the description down below. And if you enjoyed this video, you're definitely gonna love that one too. So click the link on the screen and go check that out, and I'll see you in the next video.